Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Andrew from American Musical Supply, and in this video I'm going to give you a quick rundown of some of the gear that I've been using to record demo videos from my home studio. Well, starting out, let's take a look at this customized Strat. We took one of our exclusive Fenders from a few years ago and had our friend Steve over at Park Lane Guitars make us an upgraded neck to our specifications, and he also included this spiffy AmericanMusical.com inlay on the fingerboard, as well as an AMS logo inlay on the headstock. On the back of the neck, you'll see that it has a really beautiful flame, and in case you're wondering, this neck plays just as good as it looks. Since I got my hands on the Universal Audio UAFX pedals, I've been using them a whole lot in music demos. I love the way they sound, but I also love their user interface. I really like how I don't have to go diving through menus or there isn't a screen to deal with. It just makes it super fast to dial in a really good tone, and there are still tons of options to explore. Now these things, they sound so good that I've been recording my guitar tracks with these in line. So I'll dial in the amount of reverb I want on the Golden, any delay on the Starlight, and if I'm using any modulation, that'll be on the Astra Modulation Machine. And I've just been committing or printing these tracks into my DAW. And part of the reason I can use that process with confidence is because these pedals just sound so good. Now, oftentimes when you're recording in a residential environment, you have to be considerate, or you should be considerate of the people that you live with and also any neighbors that are around. And you also have to contend with any environmental noise from the outside world, outside of your house. So because of that, it can be difficult to actually get a good sound and to capture a good sound. So one tool that's been a real godsend for me recording guitar tone is the Universal Audio aux amp top box. Because the aux is a direct recording solution, I don't have to worry about external sound ruining my takes, and I can get a great cranked amp sound without disturbing those in my household and my neighbors. It also adds a lot of versatility to whatever amp I'm using, because I have the ability now to change the cabinet and speaker types, which can dramatically influence the sound of an amplifier. For talking head videos such as this, I've been using the Shure VP89M shotgun mic to capture the dialogue, and I'll often record that to a Zoom F8 field recorder. For interviews that I've done via video conferencing, I've primarily used the Shure SM7B as my dialogue mic, along with whatever video conferencing software is necessary on the computer. For music-based demos, I typically produce those in Pro Tools, and my process is that I play all of the instruments in, and for drums, I usually program those using the Native Instruments Abbey Road drum libraries. There are times, however, that I'll record live drums. Now, the heart of my recording rig is an Universal Audio Apollo expanded system that's centered around an Apollo X8P. I really like the X8P because it has 8 unison-enabled preamps that are able to run Universal Audio's preamp emulations for tracking. So regardless of what I'm recording, I can dial in the sound of a classic console pre on every channel if I want. Some of my favorites are the Neve 1084 channel strip, the API Vision channel strip, and the Helios channel strip. Now, one of the biggest challenges for me in recording demo videos here in my home studio has been lighting, and there's actually been like a really tough learning curve in this for me. When I started out, I was trying to take advantage of the natural light in this room that comes from that window that's behind those red curtains back there. But I quickly figured out that that was not a very good solution because the lighting kept changing, so that would often change the result that I have on the camera. So I started trying to control the lighting more by starting with the space as dark as possible and then using an LED light on a stand. And lately I've been using some of these Gator LED ring lights to fill in where necessary. I'll also try and create a little contrast in the background with an LED wash feature. For those of you that are wondering, I'm shooting this on a Canon Rebel T6i with a 24 to 70mm f2.8 lens. Now this lens is wide enough for my really small space here, and with the aperture wide open or as close to it as possible, I can get a good result, albeit with a shallow depth of field with this minimal lighting setup. Well, I hope that gives you a little insight into how I create content here from my home studio. If you're interested in creating any of your own content and you're looking for some gear to help you get started, you can head on over to americanmusical.com and check out some options. Thanks for watching.